Good afternoon, boys and girls. Hope you're all doing well this afternoon. Countrypoohbear here with my buddy Winnie the Pooh. And we're going to read some stories to keep you busy while you're out of school and in between doing your schoolwork online. Because everybody needs a break and everybody needs their minds to be busy right now. So the first book we're going to read today is Pooh, Very Best Friends. And even though elsewhere could mean just about anywhere, Pooh tried Piglet's house first. I'm sorry, that wasn't the beginning. Let's try again. One day, which was one of those days that was sort of between winter and spring, and which happened to be right in the middle of February, Pooh went looking for his very best friend. "Christopher Robin," Pooh called as he climbed the hill where the two friends often met. "How odd," Pooh said to himself when Christopher Robin didn't answer. He's always here, except of course when he isn't, which must mean that he is elsewhere. And even though elsewhere could mean just about anywhere, Pooh tried Piglet's house first. "Have you seen Christopher Robin?" Pooh asked Piglet. "No, I haven't," said Piglet, trying very hard to hide a large red heart behind his back. But when that didn't work, he gave up and showed the card to Pooh. "I've been busy making this Valentine card for you," he said. "Tomorrow is Valentine's Day." "You mean Valentine's falls on tomorrow this year?" exclaimed Pooh. "Why, perhaps that's what Christopher Robin is up to. He must be off somewhere making Valentines for all of us." And I forgot to show you the pictures from the first pages. And now the pictures from the second pages. Now Pooh wanted even more to find Christopher Robin, so he and Piglet went in search of him. They tramped through the 100-acre wood until they found their friends peeking through some bushes at the boy. Christopher Robin was so busy writing something that he didn't even notice his friend spying on him. At first, everyone thought that he was writing the name Winnie the Pooh. W-E read I, Gopher continued N, added Rabbit. But when Christopher Robin began to read out loud, "Dear Winifred," he said. "Winifred?" the friends exclaimed, horrified. "What precisely is a Winifred exactly?" asked Pooh. Nobody knew the answer to this, so they decided to go ask Al. "A Winifred, my dear friends, is a girl," Al explained. "Christopher Robin has become interested in a girl." "Does that mean he is no longer interested in us?" Pooh asked sadly. "Oh, I think he's just suffering from a bout of lovesickness," Al assured Pooh. "The fellow's been bitten by a love bug." "Oh, dear, whatever shall we do?" asked Piglet. I got it, Tigger cried. "We gotta go and get another love buggy to unbite him. That will cure him." Welcome, Beth. We are reading Pooh, Very Best Friends. Tigger explained that to catch a love bug, they needed bait. For this, he chose Piglet. He dressed Piglet up, gave him some flowers, and stood him on top of a small hill. "Isn't that hill actually an ant hill?" Pooh asked. Tigger replied, "and the flowers are actually poison ivy." "Oh, dear," cried Piglet. tossing his new hat and flowers aside. Okay, now we're going to switch over to the Donald Duck voice for a bit.
Just then Pooh looked down at the honey pot he'd brought along. "Oh, bother," he said. "Somebody or something has found my honey." The friends looked closely at the lip of the pot. "You don't suppose it's a—" Tigger began. "Love bug," the others cried happily. But suddenly the love bug flew off. "Oh no," Pooh cried. "It's going, it's going." "It's gone," Tigger said. The friends watched the bug zip into the forest. "We must find it," said Pooh, "or Christopher Robin will never be the same." So Pooh and his friends went in search of the love bug. They took a glass jar, a butterfly net, and all sorts of other bug-catching things. Soon the friends found themselves deep in the forest. Night was falling and it was getting dark. Suddenly Pooh spied the bug and dashed after it. "No, Pooh," Rabbit cried. "Wait, don't run off." But Pooh didn't hear. He disappeared into the darkness, and as the others hurried after him, they all became separated from one another. Pooh finally got close enough to the love bug and caught it in his jar. "I have it," Pooh cried. "Now Christopher Robin will be all right. Look, everyone." Pooh turned around. "Piglet," he said nervously. "Rabbit, Tigger, Gopher, Eeyore, anyone?" He paused. "Oh, bother," he said when he realized that he was all alone in the forest and lost. Pooh looked at the love bug. "If only Christopher Robin were here to show me the way," he said sadly. Suddenly the love bug began to glow. Its light was shining brighter and brighter. "Oh my!" Pooh cried. He opened the jar to get a closer look. The love bug flew up in Pooh's face and gently blinked. Then the friendly bug sailed into the air, zipping this way and that, dazzling Pooh with bright swirling arcs of light. The magical glowing bug led the way through the woods, and Pooh happily followed. When they reached a clearing, the love bug flew off to find Pooh's friends. One by one, Tigger, Piglet, and the others followed the bug's light straight to the same spot. As the friends happily greeted one another, the love bug flew back into Pooh's jar. Then off they all went toward home. Soon afterward, Christopher Robin found them. "I've been looking everywhere," he cried. "Where have you all been?" Rabbit nudged Pooh. "Go on," Rabbit whispered. "Let the love bug unbite the boy." But before Pooh could open up the jar, Christopher Robin said, "Pooh, there's something I want to show you." Feeling quite shy, Christopher Robin showed Pooh the card addressed to Winifred. "I made this for a friend, a new friend. What do you think of it?" Pooh peered at the card. "It's very nice indeed," he said. Pooh was quiet for a moment. Then, to his friend's amazement, he opened the jar and set the love bug free. Piglet hurried to Pooh's side. "Why did you let it go?" he cried. "Because," said Pooh, "Christopher Robin is happy as he is, and no matter what happens, I wouldn't want it any other way." And so Pooh and his friends headed home, sad that Christopher Robin had found a new friend and didn't seem to need them any more. but they were as wrong could be. But when they arrived at home, each one found a big, beautiful valentine waiting. Christopher Robin had not forgotten his old friends at all. The next morning, carrying his valentine, Pooh again hurried to the hilltop, hoping to find Christopher Robin. And there he was, waiting for Pooh. "This card is from you," Pooh said to him. "Is it really for me?" "It really is," his friend replied. "But we thought you had found a new friend," Pooh said. Christopher Robin knelt beside Pooh. "Oh, Pooh," he said, "just because I have a new friend, it doesn't mean I care any less for you." "That's what I thought all along," said Pooh, smiling. "Still, it's nice to hear it said." And so the two friends, the very best of friends, joined hands and went off to enjoy the lovely day. And that's the end of Pooh. Very best friends. Next, we're going to read numbers for the wee little ones out there. 1. Happy little puppy. 2. Funny little bulldogs. 3. Puppies in a woven basket. 4. Beagle puppies sitting on a log. 5. Friendly puppies. 6. Puppies of all sizes and colors. 7. Little retrievers who are black and gold. 8. Fluffy white Pyrenees waiting to play. 9. Silly little golden retrievers. 10. Little beagles sitting in a row. And that's the end of the numbers book. Next, we're going to read the fire engine book. Ding, ding, ding goes the alarm. The firemen slide down the pole. Clang, clang, clang goes the fire engine bell. The chief is on his way. Here they come. Watch out. Make way for the hose car. Hurry, hurry. Jump on the hook and ladder truck. The people come running out to see the great big hook and ladder truck. Here they are at the fire. The chief tells his men what to do. Quick, connect the hoses. Sss, goes the water. Crank, crank, up go the ladders. Up go the firemen with their hoses. Chop, chop, chop goes the axes. Crash goes the windows. Down the ladders come the firemen. They jump into the net to save things from the fire. Sput, sput, sput. Out goes the fire. The tired firemen and people go home. Hooray for the brave firemen. And that's the end of the fire engine book. Next we're going to read Peter Pan. There was a faraway place where the sun always shone, the sky was always blue, and no one ever grew old. This place was called Neverland, and it was where Peter Pan and Tinker Bell lived. Not so very far away, in the city of London, lived John, Wendy, and Michael Darling. Every night they would gather in the nursery to hear Wendy tell wonderful tales of Peter Pan's adventures with friendly Indians and nasty pirates in Neverland. One night, when Wendy was telling John and Michael a favorite Peter Pan story, Nana, their St. Bernard, started barking outside in the yard. Not a moment later, Peter Pan appeared with Tinker Bell. I came to find my shadow, said Peter Pan. Nana took it from me the other night as I was secretly listening to your stories. Excuse me. Here it is, said Wendy. John and Michael looked on in amazement as she sewed it back onto Peter's body. I'm so glad we saw you tonight, Peter, Wendy said. You see, tonight's my last night in the nursery, because tomorrow I have to grow up. But that means no more stories, cried Peter, unless I take you all back to Neverland with me. Wendy, John, and Michael couldn't believe their ears. That would be wonderful, they shouted. Peter Pan sprinkled some of Tinker Bell's pixie dust over the children and told them to think happy thoughts. Now you can fly, said Peter. Suddenly they were all soaring through the skies of London, heading directly toward Neverland. Down below they saw golden rainbows and blue waterfalls and mermaids singing in a lagoon. It was the most beautiful place they had ever seen. There were beaches and deep forests, and of course there was the Indian camp. Yes, this indeed was Neverland. This way, called Peter Pan as Wendy, John, and Michael landed in one of the forests. He led them to the secret underground home where he lived with his good friends and the Lost Boys. John and Michael played with the boys while Peter and Wendy went to visit the beautiful mermaids in the lagoon.
It was there that Peter Pan spied the Indian chief's daughter, Tiger Lily, tied up in the boat of the evil Captain Hook. Peter and Wendy could overhear the pirate demanding, Tell me where the hiding place of Peter Pan. But Tiger Lily wouldn't tell. I have to save her, Peter told Wendy. They flew off together to Skull Rock, where Captain Hook had taken Tiger Lily. Thus, there, Peter challenged Captain Hook to a thrilling duel. Peter was so quick and brave that at last the nasty pirate landed in the water, only to be chased back to his ship by a ferocious crocodile. Peter rescued Tiger Lily and returned her to her father, the chief. Captain Hook was very angry. That cursed Peter Pan! I shall have my revenge against him once and for all, he cried. He captured Tinker Bell and forced her to show him where Peter Pan lived. Then he caged her in a lantern. As Captain Hook's band of pirates approached Peter Pan's home, the Darlings and the Lost Boys were coming up from underground. One by one, they were captured and taken to the pirate ship. Peter Pan will save us, Wendy said bravely. Captain Hook roared with wicked laughter. Pan will never be able to save you, he shouted. You will walk the plank. No one noticed as Tinker Bell escaped from the lantern. She flew as fast as she could to alert Peter Pan. Once Tinker Bell reached Peter Pan, he raced out to sea to rescue his friends. I've come to stop you, once and for all, Captain Hook cried Peter. This time you've gone too far. After another fierce duel, Peter Pan threw Hook and all the pirates overboard. Hook was chased away by the crocodile, and nobody cared to save him. Thank you so much for rescuing us, Peter, said Wendy. We would love to stay in Neverland a while longer, but it's getting late and I think it's time for us to leave. John and Michael nodded in agreement. Well, if that's the case, said Peter, we sail tonight. Once again, Peter Pan sprinkled Tinker Bell's pixie dust over everyone, and Captain Hook's pirate ship was suddenly sailing through the skies of Neverland, heading back to the Darlings' home in London. But before Peter Pan and Tinker Bell started off from Neverland, they made Wendy, John, and Michael promise never to forget them, and they never did. And that's the end of Peter Pan. And we're going to stop a little early today because Countrypoohbear is a little under the weather. But tomorrow we will start with Disney Pixar Cars. So everyone have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.